All right, so get this. You guys sent in some excerpts from Mysteriorum.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's this journal by John Dee, this really bright 16th century scholar who was trying to get in touch with angels. And we're talking about
Interesting.
the dude who was an advisor to Queen Elizabeth I, like a total math genius. And
an occultist.
he was a true Renaissance man.
Right.
Back then, magic and religion and science, they weren't seen as separate things like they are today.
So Dee believed that angels held this like super advanced knowledge about the universe and God's creation, you know.
Right.
But he wasn't just like praying about it.
Right.
He was doing all these elaborate rituals.
Oh, wow.
He was working with a medium named Edward Kelly.
Okay.
Who was his scryer.
Wow.
And this guy would use a crystal
Interesting.
or a shoe stone to actually
to see the angels?
See the angels. Can you imagine that? These shoe stones were believed to have magical properties, allowing a skilled scryer like Kelly to perceive these visions and communicate with spirits.
Crazy.
And Dee documented all of these encounters meticulously in Mysteriorum.
Right.
Every date.
Wow.
Time, question, and the answers.
Yeah.
Which were often cryptic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's a gold mine of information.
It sounds like Dee was pretty serious about getting some of that divine intel. Did he start small, or did he go straight for, like...
He started with simple prayers for wisdom.
Right.
But then his ambitions grew.
Okay.
And he began performing specific rituals to contact certain angels.
Oh, wow.
Believing that each one had its own area of expertise.
So he was like angel shopping.
In a way, yes.
Wow.
But there was one angel that Dee was really fixated on.
Okay.
The Archangel Michael. Oh. Dee thought that Michael held the key.
Right.
To understanding this mysterious book that he had.
Okay.
Called the Book of Soiga.
The Book of Soiga. Now that's
a whole other
can of worms, a whole other deep dive.
Yeah.
What was so special about this book?
It's incredibly obscure. Packed with weird tables and symbols.
Right.
Dee thought it held the secrets of the universe, maybe even knowledge going back to Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden.
So Michael was like the ultimate decoder ring for this ancient knowledge.
Other angels even hinted at Michael's importance, like the angel Uriel, who popped up to emphasize being sincere and humble when dealing with these powerful beings. Yeah. He even warned Dee against contacting Anachor and Anilos, specific entities that Dee should avoid.
So these weren't your typical Hallmark angels that you see on greeting cards, right?
Not at all.
So why all this fuss about Michael?
Right.
And what was Dee really after in this Book of Soiga?
Well, this is where things get really, that's the million-dollar question.
Intrigue.
Dee was trying to figure out how the angelic world worked, like their hierarchy.
Okay.
Who's in charge of what?
So it's like he was making like an angel org chart.
It was like he was mapping out a celestial bureaucracy.
Okay, so he's got this angel org chart going.
Right.
Did he just like make it up?
He actually drew. Or did he have like...
On a lot of traditional sources.
Okay.
He believed that by understanding the names of angels, breaking them down into their root.
So he was like a linguistic detective.
Kind of like a spiritual etymology. He could learn about their...
Track the code.
Powers in nature.
Angelic language.
He was a serious scholar.
Wow.
Even when dealing with angels.
So Dee was like diving deep into these texts.
Like Agrippa's 3 books of occult philosophy and Reuchlin's On the Marvelous Word.
Exactly.
To like decode all these...
To decode these divine names.
Right, these divine names.
He believed that names held power.
Hold on, so he thought he could actually...
That specific combinations of letters?
Conjure angels?
Could even influence events or summon angels?
With the right words.
Yeah.
That's some next level stuff.
That's pretty out there.
Did he ever actually explain what kind of power these names held?
He believed they held a deeper understanding of God.
Okay.
The universe, even good and evil.
Wow.
He might have even thought he could tap into the creative forces of the cosmos and influence them.
So Dee's walking this tightrope.
But that's speculation.
Between scientific curiosity and spiritual exploration, you know?
It's mind-blowing when you think about it.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing when you think about it. But let's get back to his angelic encounters. Did he ever actually manage to get through to Michael?
His journals mention an encounter with an entity.
Okay.
Claiming to be Michael. But even Dee...
Oh, really?
Had his doubts.
Okay.
He wondered if some of these beings were deceiving him.
Wow.
Pretending to be something they weren't.
So there was, like, a dark side to all this.
He even mentions Lundrum Guffa.
Okay.
An angel associated with harm. That tried to disrupt his work.
What did Dee do about this Lundrum Guffa character?
He actually tried to banish it using sulfur.
What?
He thought I wanted to
go away,
hurt his family, and stop him from gaining knowledge.
So it's like this constant battle between light and darkness.
It is.
Even in the angelic realm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even in the angelic realm.
Did he ever explain what these angelic beings actually looked like?
He didn't describe their appearance in much detail.
Okay.
Focusing more on what they said. But there are some intriguing glimpses.
Okay.
He talks about 7 young women.
Okay.
All in green.
Uh-huh.
Each holding a tablet with a cryptic name on it.
Okay.
Then 7 young men, each with a ball of a different metal.
Really?
Gold, silver, lead.
Wow. What about those metals?
You could almost picture it.
Uh-huh. Was there any significance to those? Did Dee...
Remember how Dee was into alchemy?
Connect them to anything.
Well, alchemists believed that metals had all these symbolic meanings, connecting to planets and cosmic forces.
Right.
So Dee might have seen them as representing...
So each ball was like a mini universe.
Different aspects of the angelic hierarchy.
Held by an angel. That's deep.
Maybe even the universe itself.
Did he ever figure out what all these...
He struggled with that.
Daughters and sons of light were all about?
After this vision, Michael tells him to note this in your next place but one.
What does that even mean?
It's super cryptic.
Is that a future encounter, a place in the angelic realm?
It's another example of how Dee's communication with angels is often unclear, leaving him with more questions than answers.
So we've got angels, cryptic tables, a mysterious book, and now riddles.
It's getting wild.
This is getting wild. But let's talk more about those tables.
Okay.
The ones Dee was supposedly creating with instructions from the angels.
Dee believed they weren't just random doodles.
Okay.
They were like celestial blueprints.
Okay.
Revealed to him, holding profound meaning about how the universe works.
Okay, give us an example. What did these
Picture this
tables actually look like?
A table made of specific wood, 2 cubits high, with 4 legs. And each leg has a unique seal or symbol under it.
Okay.
Then the table itself has all these characters' names inscribed on each side, arranged precisely.
Wow.
And the whole thing's under a red silk canopy.
It's like he was building a magical portal.
It's insanely detailed.
Did he ever explain what these were for? Like,
he mentions different purposes.
Okay.
Protection, invoking specific angels or powers.
So like protection spells or summoning rituals.
But even Dee admits that the true purpose was often unclear.
So he's getting these puzzle pieces.
He was constantly trying to figure out
but can't see
what these visions and instructions meant.
That whole picture.
Like solving a cosmic puzzle that might be.
Did the angels ever give him any
beyond human understanding
hints on how to interpret all this?
Sometimes they did.
Okay.
But it was always cryptic.
Like with the daughters.
Like with the daughters and sons of light.
Right, and sons of light.
The angel Michael instructed Dee to note this in your next place but one.
So even with angelic guidance.
Exactly.
It's like trying to solve a riddle.
It's like solving a riddle wrapped in an enigma.
Wrapped in an enigma.
This is fascinating.
This is fascinating. What else did Dee encounter on his quest for knowledge?
Well, this is where we dive into one of the most dramatic and thought-provoking visions that Dee recorded. It involves 2 birds.
Birds? What kind of birds?
Dee doesn't specify.
Okay.
But they're yoked together.
Okay.
And get this.
Okay.
These birds start to grow, becoming enormous, like giants in the sky.
Okay.
Interacting with the stars, even seeming to influence.
Okay, now that's just crazy.
Events on Earth.
What happened next?
He recorded everything. but struggled with the meaning.
Okay.
Then the birds transform into golden men.
What?
Sowing gold like seeds.
No way.
And an angelic voice booms.
What did it say?
The world is of necessity. His necessity is governed by supernatural wisdom. Necessarily you fall, and of necessity shall rise again. Follow me, love me, embrace me. Behold, I am.
Whoa, that's heavy stuff. Like fate, free will.
The whole cosmic shebang.
The whole cosmic shebang. What do you think?
It's open to interpretation.
The angels were trying to convey with this.
But it speaks to the big question.
Powerful imagery.
We're bound by fate, but we also have choices.
Right.
Our actions have consequences.
Right.
But there's a larger plan at work.
So like free will versus destiny.
The ultimate struggle.
The ultimate struggle. And Dee was right in the middle of it.
Dee was right in the middle of it.
Trying to figure it all out.
Trying to figure it all out.
This is blowing my mind.
Yeah.
Did Dee ever crack the code of his angelic encounters?
That's the question.
Or was he just...
For our next deep dive session.
Left chasing shadows.
Yeah.
We'll have to find out.
It's, what's fascinating about Dee's journals is how they challenge our modern view of reality. You know, we tend to separate magic, religion, and science.
Right.
But for Dee, they were all part of the same quest for knowledge.
And it's like he was living in a different dimension.
Yeah.
Do people back in Elizabethan England think he was like...
Opinions were probably mixed.
A genius or a total cook.
He was a respected scholar.
Right.
Advising the queen.
Right.
But dabbling in the occult.
Yeah.
Definitely raised eyebrows.
I can imagine.
Imagine the whispers at court.
Right. He was living a double life.
Yes.
Advisor to the queen by day.
Advisor by day.
Angel whisperer by night.
Angel whisperer by night.
Let's talk more about those angelic tables they sound like.
They really do.
Something straight out like...
And Dia, obsessed with the details, he describes getting instructions for a table made of sweet wood, 2 cubits high, 4 legs, with specific seals under each one.
Wow.
On top, a red silk cloth with 4 tassels, and right in the center, his shoe stone, positioned over a central seal.
So this wasn't just a table.
This wasn't just a table.
It was like a...
It was like a magical antenna.
Magical antenna.
Tuned to receive angelic transmission.
Exactly. A sacred space.
Exactly.
Designed to channel... A
sacred space designed to channel...
Angelic power and knowledge.
Angelic power and knowledge. Imagine if...
Wow. Imagine if Dee
could see our attempts to communicate today.
Right. Could see.
Smartphones, the internet.
Us trying to communicate with...
Would he be impressed?
Each other, right? Through?
Or think we're missing the point.
Smartphones or the internet, would he think?
Maybe he'd see our technology as a...
We're doing it all wrong.
Clumsy attempt to.
Or maybe he'd recognize...
replicate divine communication.
The potential for both good and evil.
Or maybe he'd recognize...
In these tools, just like...
The potential for both good and evil.
In his own time.
In these tools, just like in his time.
Absolutely. Dee knew how dangerous messing with powerful unknown forces could be.
Dee knew.
Right.
How dangerous messing with these powerful unknown forces could be.
It's a good reminder for us, too, right?
He was always reminding himself and Kelly.
To be mindful.
To approach these encounters.
Of how we use our technology.
With humility and a pure heart.
Right. And to approach the unknown.
It's a good reminder for us, too.
With respect.
To be mindful.
Let's get back to Dee's obsession.
Of how we use our technology and to approach
Michael.
The unknown with respect.
Did he ever actually manage to connect with him?
His journals describe a fascinating encounter with an entity claiming to be Michael.
Okay, I'm all ears.
It gives us a glimpse.
What went down in this encounter.
Into how Dee understood the angelic world. Okay. Picture Michael in his classic form. Okay. Seated in a grand chair, sword in hand. Okay. But there's a twist. Okay. His legs are described as...
What is it?
Massive pillars of brass.
Wow.
Supporting his celestial form.
Okay, that's a pretty powerful image.
It is.
What did Michael have to say?
He gave a series of instructions and revelations. Okay. Testing Dee's understanding. Right. And gradually revealing deeper truths. Wow. But most importantly, Michael finally addressed...
Did he spill the beans?
The Book of Soiga.
On what it's all about.
He did.
Okay.
He confirmed.
Okay.
It's a divine text revealed to Adam in the Garden of Eden.
So D was right.
Even older than the Bible.
Michael held the key.
And guess what?
What?
Michael claims he's the only one who can fully interpret it.
So D was right all along. Wow.
So D was right.
Did he say anything about those cryptic tables in the book?
Apparently, each table corresponds to a specific angel.
Oh, wow.
With a total of 49 involved.
49 angels. That's like
49 angels.
Oh,
no, holy.
Like a conference.
Yeah.
Did Dee ever figure out how to decipher those tables?
But even with Michael's help, it was super difficult. The tables were filled with random letters and numbers, arranged in mind-boggling patterns. It was like trying to solve a Sudoku puzzle.
So what did Michael do?
From another dimension.
Like give him a cheat sheet or something?
He provided some decoding rules.
Okay.
A sort of key to unlock the secrets.
Right.
But the process was crazy complex, involving calculations, multiple steps, and a deep understanding of the whole angel hierarchy.
Talk about a brain workout.
Talk about a brain workout.
So was Dee able to get anything like useful from those tables?
His journals show him trying to apply those rules, but the results are vague.
Oh, okay.
It's like he got a glimpse of the answer.
So it's like being handed a treasure map.
But couldn't quite grasp.
But you're missing
the full meaning. Talk about frustrating.
The final piece.
Talk about frustrating.
Did Michael ever give him
He did.
Any more hints?
And they involved those 7 daughters of light.
Oh, right. The ones in green.
The ones in green.
It's the cryptic names.
With the cryptic names.
What about them?
Well, remember how Michael told Dee to note this in your next place but one?
Yeah.
This vision seems connected to that.
Okay.
It's like a thread.
A tree.
Leading through.
So what happened Dee's encounters?
With these daughters of light.
They appeared, all 7 of them.
Okay.
Dressed in green, with green wreaths. Each one holding a blue tablet.
Okay.
With a name inscribed on it.
Okay. And what were the names?
El, Me, Is, Ayana, Akel, Asdom, and Stimkul.
Those are pretty out there.
Those are pretty out there.
Did they explain what they meant?
Or what they could do?
They could do many things in heaven before vanishing.
Wow, talk about a tease.
Just as quickly as they appear.
Leaving Dee with more questions than answers.
Classic angel move.
Did Michael provide any further insights?
Instructing Dee to note this in your next place but one.
Okay, so it could be a location.
It could be a location.
It could be a future event.
A future event.
Or something else entirely.
Oh, something else entirely.
It's one of those cryptic messages.
Cryptic messages that just keep
popping up.
Popping up in Dee's story.
In Dee's story.
Okay, now I'm really curious.
Yeah.
What happened after the daughters vanished? Did Dee just sit there?
Not at all.
Scratching his head.
Michael summoned another group.
Okay.
The Sons of Light.
Wait. There are Sons of Light, too.
There are.
What's next? Angelic cousins.
It really does.
Is this like a whole celestial family gathering?
It's kind of like it.
So what were these Sons of Light like?
And it shows how...
Were they as fashionable as their sisters?
He saw the angelic world.
Okay.
This complex, organized system.
Right.
With different groups.
Each with its own role.
Okay.
They were dressed in white.
All right.
Each holding a ball of a different metal.
Okay.
Gold, silver, copper, tin, iron, quicksilver, and lead.
Okay, that's quite the collection.
It is quite a collection.
Is there any significance to those metals?
It's possible they represent celestial bodies, elements, or even spheres of influence within the angelic hierarchy.
So it's like Dee was receiving...
Dee doesn't give us a clear answer.
These cosmic hints.
But each detail seemed...
I couldn't quite grasp.
...important in his quest for knowledge.
Their full meaning.
Yes.
Did the Sons of Light
stick
around longer than their sisters?
But then Michael summoned another group.
Okay.
7 little girls dressed in white silk robes.
Okay.
Called the Daughters of Daughters.
Daughters of Daughters.
Daughters of Daughters.
This angelic family tree is getting pretty complex.
It is.
What were these little girls all about?
When Michael asked them, where they'd been. They replied, on earth with the saints.
Interesting.
And in heaven with the glorified.
So they were like these celestial messengers.
Interesting.
Bridging heaven and earth.
Right.
Did they say anything else?
D notes that they didn't speak clearly, as if they had an impediment.
Really?
He also mentions they held something in their hands, but he couldn't tell what it was.
More mystery.
More mystery.
Well, what happened next?
They didn't immediately disappear. They each had 4 square tablets on their breasts, each showing a letter or letter combination.
More cryptic symbols.
More cryptic symbols.
Okay, give me the rundown.
Okay.
What did these tablets say?
The tablets showed S, Ab, Ath, Oticized, Ekii, Medini, and Essemeli.
Those don't exactly roll off the tongue.
They don't.
What did Michael...
He asked the girls
what they planned to do with them.
And they replied, we will be with them in all their works.
With them? Who's them?
It's unclear.
Is it the sons of light?
Could be the sons of light?
The daughters of light.
The daughters of light.
Humans.
Or even humans.
Oh.
Again.
It's like Dee's watching this?
It's left open-ended. Cosmic play unfold.
Adding another...
But he's missing
a layer of mystery.
The program notes, did these daughters of daughters eventually vanish?
They did.
Okay.
But not before adding to the intrigue. But that's a story for our next segment.
So we got daughters of light, sons of light, daughters of daughters.
Right.
Who else showed up at this angelic family reunion?
Next, Michael called forth another group.
Okay.
7 boys dressed in purple robes with hanging sleeves. Like priests. He called them the Sons of Sons.
Sons of Sons.
Sons of Sons.
This angelic family tree is branching out like crazy.
It is.
What was their role in all this? Michael asked them, what has been done among the sons of men? Their answer was pretty bleak.
Oh, okay.
They basically said humanity was wicked. Unjust, full of scandal.
Wow. So, like, a cosmic smackdown?
They said they had no place with them.
Right.
Because of their actions.
Did they elaborate on
they did.
Why they were so disappointed with us?
They said, woe to the world because of offenses. Woe to those who caused them. Woe to those with whom we are not.
Wow.
It seems they were deeply saddened by how humans were behaving.
It sounds like they were carrying a heavy message.
It was a heavy message.
Did they offer any, like,
it wasn't
redemption
explicitly stated. But the fact that they were even talking to Dee suggests there's still some connection between the angelic realm and humanity. Maybe a sliver of hope.
So like a message of warning?
That we can get our act together.
But maybe a glimmer of hope, too.
Right.
What happened next?
They did.
Did they vanish like the other groups?
But not before each boy revealed a triangular tablet on his chest, each with a message or a letter combination on it.
More cryptic messages? This is like...
More cryptic message.
A cosmic game of charades.
Right.
What did the tablets say?
The first tablet had the letters E-L. And the boy declared, the world does not fear me by my name. The second had Anne. And the message was... no one shall see my face.
Wow, these messages are pretty intense.
The third had Ave. And the boy said, there is no virgin on earth to whom I will speak.
It's like they're really trying to get humanity's attention, make us realize the gravity
wake us up
of our actions.
What about the other tablets?
Right. What about the rest of them?
The fourth tablet had Liba. And the message was, so great is the weakness of the holiness of the day. Benefactors have departed from it. The fifth had Rakla, and the message was, the works of their hands are in vain. No one shall see me. The sixth tablet showed Haganel, and the message was, I live with those who are still holy. And the last tablet had Elims, and the boy declared, these have imitated my doctrine. All doctrine is in me.
Wow. Those are some pretty
they are
heavy messages.
Heavy messages.
Did Michael or Uriel
they didn't offer
any explanation?
But the fact that they allowed these sons of sons to deliver such pronouncements suggests that they held an important position in the angelic hierarchy.
So it seems like their words
seem to express
really express
concern
Concern for humanity.
For humanity.
A warning mixed with a...
Yeah, like...
call to return to holiness.
Tough love.
From the angels.
Exactly.
A wake-up call for humanity.
It emphasizes the power of choice.
To get its act together.
The importance of aligning ourselves with the divine.
Right.
And the possibility.
Okay, so we've had...
of spiritual transformation.
Daughters of light, sons of light.
Right.
Daughters of daughters, and sons of sons.
Yeah.
Each with their own.
Each with their own cryptic messages.
Cryptic messages.
Where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here?
This is where things get really interesting.
Yeah, okay.
Uriel steps in and drops a bombshell.
Okay.
He points to the 7 names on the tablets,
right?
Reading from left to right,
right?
And declares that they are the names of God.
Wow. Secret names of God?
He says even angels.
So even the angels have limits.
Don't know these names.
With their knowledge.
And humans are forbidden to speak or read them.
Okay, now I gotta know.
Right.
What were these forbidden names?
Dee's journal doesn't list them.
Okay.
But Uriel reveals each name brings forth 7 angels who govern the heavens and stand before God.
So each name's like a key that unlocks a whole new...
Exactly.
And it gets...
Of the angelic hierarchy.
Even more complex.
Okay.
Uriel explains. Each letter of these angelic names brings forth 7 daughters. Each of those daughters brings forth another 7 daughters.
Right.
And each of those brings forth a son. And each son in himself is 7.
Wow, my brain is starting to hurt.
It's like this infinite fractal pattern.
Did you ever figure out...
revealing these deeper layers...
secret names...
of divine order?
And navigate this?
He tried, but even with Uriel's help...
angelic family tree?
It was incredibly complex.
Right.
His journals show his attempts to...
so close, yet so far.
Decipher the table.
It sounds like a constant theme, but the meaning remained elusive.
In Dee's story, this yearning for...
he was given a glimpse of ultimate truth.
Knowledge.
But couldn't quite grasp it.
Pushing the boundaries of understanding. Always running up against the limits of what's knowable.
He was right there, but...
Okay, I'm ready for the grand finale.
Couldn't quite get it.
Did the visions continue after this?
The visions continued.
Or did the angels finally decide...
that they took...
that Dee had had enough for one lifetime?
A turn toward the surreal.
Okay.
Dee describes a vision of 2 birds. Yoked together.
Okay, birds.
Like oxen.
Pulling a plow, that's a new one.
Pulling a plow.
What happened next?
That's where...
did they start planting cosmic seeds or something?
It gets really wild.
Okay.
The birds start growing.
Okay.
Becoming enormous.
Okay.
Their wings spanning the sky. They even start plucking stars.
Wow, giant birds rearranging...
from the heavens with their beaks.
The cosmos, that's next level imagery.
Oh.
Did Dee have any idea what it meant?
He was clearly baffled.
Okay.
But he diligently recorded everything.
Right.
And the vision gets even weirder.
Okay, what happens?
The birds transform.
Okay.
Into golden men.
What?
Sowing gold.
No way.
Across the earth like seeds.
Wow. And then...
then a voice booms.
What did it say?
The world is of necessity. His necessity is governed by supernatural wisdom. Necessarily you fall. And of necessity shall rise again. Follow me, love me, embrace me. Behold, I am.
Wow. That's profound. It's like trying to convey...
they're trying to convey...
the whole story of existence.
The whole story of existence.
Fate, free will, the cyclical nature of life and death.
Fate, free will, the cyclical nature.
What do you think Dee took away from this vision?
It's hard to say for sure, but it probably deepened his sense of awe and wonder at the universe's mystery.
It sounds like Dee was on
a
constant roller coaster. Like
there are forces at play.
Moments of clarity followed by...
beyond our understanding.
Even deeper mysteries.
But there's also beauty and order.
Did the angels ever give him any, like, practical advice on how to use this knowledge?
There's one vision that stands out as particularly instructive. Dee describes a grand hall filled with angels. And an entity called Semiel appears.
Semiel.
He seems to act as a guide.
Wasn't that one of the angels?
Bridging the gap between Dee
Connected to the Book of Soiga.
And the angelic realm.
Okay.
You're right. It was one of the 49 angels linked to those cryptic tables.
Okay.
His appearance here strengthens.
So this is
the connection between
really interesting.
The Book of Soiga.
Because it's like connecting all these
and the angelic hierarchy.
Different threads together.
That Dee was trying to unravel.
Okay, I'm hooked. What did Semiel have to say?
He describes Semiel as being responsible for
give Dee any like straight answers.
Presenting the true circle of God's eternity.
Okay.
And the whole and sacred Trinity.
So he's like the guy with all the answers.
He's a gatekeeper.
Of divine knowledge.
On these concepts.
Yeah.
Give Dee something to work with.
He did.
Okay.
And it's quite dramatic.
What'd he say?
When asked about the tables, Semiel declares, I am his tables. Behold, these are his tables. Lo, where they are.
Hold on. Semiel is the tables.
Right.
What does that even mean?
It's another example of how fluid Dee's reality was.
Saying that
the lines between angelic beings.
The knowledge that Dee was seeking was almost like...
And divine objects are blurred.
Right. It wasn't...
It's just written down in a book.
That everything is interconnected.
It was, like, embodied.
In ways we can't fully grasp.
In these angelic beings.
Yeah.
Okay, my head is spinning.
I know.
What happened next? Did they, like...
Things get...
Pull out a cosmic Ouija board or something?
Even more intense.
Okay.
40 beings.
40.
Dressed in white.
Wow.
Appear, kneeling, and proclaiming, Thou only art holy among the highest, O God. Thy name be praised forever.
40 beings praising God. This is like a full-on...
You're getting pretty intense.
Angelic choir now.
Yeah.
What happened to them?
Michael rises from his chair, and his legs transform into two great pillars of brass.
Okay.
His sword bursts into flames.
Wow. Okay. It's like a scene straight out of a movie.
And he commands Semiel
what happened next?
To declare the mysteries of the living God, our God, of one that liveth forever.
Did Semiel spill the beans?
Michael sweeps his flaming sword over the 40 beings. And they fall to the ground as the earth shakes.
Okay.
Then one by one, you're brought forth to reveal a symbol or a letter.
Okay, like a cosmic unveiling.
On their chest.
What did they reveal?
The first being shows
a
Roman G.
Okay.
And Michael declares, these mysteries are wonderful, the number of his name and knowledge. Lo, this is it, 9. Behold, it is but one, and it is marvelous.
What about the others?
Each being reveals a symbol or a letter.
Okay.
But Michael's explanations are brief.
So it's like, I'm puzzling.
He's giving Dee.
He's giving Dee.
Pieces of a puzzle, but not
pieces of a puzzle.
Showing him the whole...
Without showing him the full picture.
So frustrating. Dee must felt like he was on a treasure hunt, but only had like...
It's like he's on a treasure hunt?
Half the clues.
But only has half the clues.
Did Michael offer any guidance on how to put it all together?
He emphasizes
the importance of observation, paying attention to detail.
Okay.
And he introduces a key concept, the significance
What's that?
Of the number 7.
The number 7, that does seem to pop up.
The number 7.
A lot in Dee's story. What's so special about it?
Michael hints that 7 holds the key to understanding. The divine order. He explains that it encompasses the secrets of heaven and earth, binds the human soul and body, and reveals the unity and trinity of God.
So 7 is like the...
7 is a powerful number.
Master code of the universe.
It is.
According to Michael, did he give any practical advice on how to...
In 7 and by 7 must you work all things.
Use this knowledge.
He also connects the number 7 to the 7 thrones of God. The 7 trumpets of judgment. And the 7 archangels.
So it's not just a...
So 7 is...
random number.
Not just a random number. It's like
woven
into the fabric.
Into the fabric of existence.
Did Dee figure out...
his journals.
How to apply this knowledge?
Don't offer a clear answer.
Okay.
But the emphasis on 7 suggests...
Wow. This is
it was
mind-blowing. It's like Dee was trying to
to his magical and spiritual practices.
Map out, like, the architecture of the universe.
Yeah, that's it.
Using these angelic encounters as his guide.
A great way to put it.
Right.
Dee's story is a fascinating blend of Renaissance science, religious fervor, and mystical exploration he may not have found.
It reminds us that the pursuit of knowledge...
all the answers.
A journey, not a destination.
But his
hunt for knowledge be mysteries. And that's okay.
Is incredibly...
what matters is staying curious.
And never giving up on the search for understanding.
Absolutely.
Right.
Dee's journals offer a glimpse into a mind.
It's a good reminder for us today.
That dared to
stay curious.
Explore the unknown.
To question our assumptions.
Even if it meant challenging the boundaries.
And to be open to the possibility.
Of what was considered acceptable.
That there's more to reality.
It's a good reminder for us today.
Than we can even imagine.
To stay curious. To question our assumptions.
Who knows what secrets are waiting to be discovered?
And to be open to the possibility that there's more.
If we dare to look.
To reality than we can imagine.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive.
Into
Mysteriorum.
And
the fascinating world. Of John Dee.
Until next time. Keep exploring, keep questioning. And keep diving deep into the mysteries.
And keep on diving deep.
Of the universe.
Into the mysteries of the universe.